because it's absolutely irresistible, as the name says. Givenchy and all of the haute couture that it stands for is bringing you one of their best sellers today. And when we talk about beauty game changers and newsmakers, well, for years now, Givenchy, whether it's fashion or beauty, has been making news. But this is their #1 seller because have you ever smelled a floral woody? I didn't even know what it is until I smelled Irresistible, a blonde wood note with rose and pear, and it is absolutely scrumptious. It just makes you feel sexy, it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel pretty, and I love it all the time, but in the summer, I really recommend this. Large bottle, 2.6 ounces, and then a travel bottle, and by the way, the travel bottle, if I can get the lid off, it's going to be the little pour spout. So great for little touch-ups too, not just to travel for vacation, but I love a little midday touch-up. You're going to get both of these for a price of $139 when typically it would be over $150. We have free shipping on this duo, and we have 5 easy payments. So your payment to bring it home, $27.80. Courtney might be sharing one bottle. So you spritz, I spritz. But please welcome in Courtney Kaysen, who so many of you know and love. She used to be a QVC host here. And really, what we loved about Courtney was not just her personality, but she does a wonderful job with beauty, knows how to apply it, knows how to talk about it and teach about it. Yeah. And she knows that I love scent, in particular from Givenchy.
I think you may be the most fragrant host of all fragrance hosts. I mean, this one, iconic. And honestly, like I always looked at Amy too when she was discovering new fragrances. Like you always had such an interesting eye. And I think right now is the time where you're starting to think about your summer plans. You're starting to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what's changing about my beauty regimen? What am I wearing? Yes. I got to go shopping today. It was great. And the whole vibe kind of changes. So I want to invite you to participate in Haute Couture. We're a brand based out of Paris, France in 1952 by design of Hubert de Givenchy, the prism bottle that so eloquently reflects the architecture that you would know and love should you go walking down one of the many cobblestone streets in Paris, is absolutely exquisite. The bow that you see right there is just like the ones that we hand tie on the maisons in Paris. Irresistible is one of our worldwide best fragrances. Why? Because as a brand, we hope for you that you get that spontaneity, you feel that charm, you feel that femininity, and that when you spritz it every single day, you feel a little lighter and a little more lovely on your feet. What kisses your skin first is the most decadent, I would say, rare combination of ingredients because we're all about duality at Givenchy. So we start with a juicy pear that I always like to say gets you right there.
I felt it,
like
and you
right
want more of it.
Where you would get a little, sneak a little kiss. But the pear that goes there, pun intended, is something called ambrette, which is part of the hibiscus family, which is beautiful. It's this white creamy flower, really exotic, very fresh. And that kind of balances out that little bite that the pear gives you. Our middle notes, what sets on your skin is an incredible rose story.
That's the part you're gonna love.
So if you don't like rose fragrance, oh, please go ahead. And then after you,
Here you go, babe. We'll share.
So if you don't like rose fragrance, it's because you don't like synthetic. We have 3 master fragrancers at Givenchy, and the difference with Irresistible is we actually go to the Sparta Mountains in Turkey, and we harvest a Damascena rose, which is the most petally, frilly rose you have ever seen, and we only harvest it from around 6 to 7 a.m. because that's when the petals are most fragrant and you can extract the most essential oil from it. We then take what's left over from the oil, give you rose essential water, and then of course pair that with a powdery iris, which blooms that back into life. And then the best part of what anchors your skin is a combination of cedar wood and amber wood, which adds a touch of warmth to the fruitiness that now is this warm wood that just kisses your skin. Perfect for all those summer sunset dinners that you and Steve seem to get to go on with a babysitter. I'm so envious.
We try to get a babysitter once every other month, and so far it has worked. But let me tell you, Court was here a while ago, and we completely sold out of this. I mean, to find perfume these days at this kind of price point is also rare. Because I was just running to the mall the other day. We have my niece's graduation, and I begged my son to wear dress shorts, so I went to the mall to show him options. We didn't leave with dress shorts. He refuses to do a button, and I get it. But we walked through the beauty department on the way to the car, and I was just smelling things and looking at prices. Court, everything is $200.
Oh, it absolutely
$300. When did this happen to perfume? But here's a classic for $139, and you even get the mini bottle as well.
And I would say something that's so different about the LVMH labs and our approach to fragrance are the fact that when you think about the people that we employ to create these fragrances, it's not a job that you sign up for, you know. You are recruited by LVMH because you are the best in your field. I would say arguably some of those fragrances that you are seeing for $200, I can promise you, like, they are not using the level and what I would say the etiquette is at Givenchy for that. The Damascena Rose being one of them. I mean, when have you ever heard that you get the petal extraction from 6 to 7 in the morning, and then when that oil is added to that fragrance, we then extract the water because that makes it so much more dimensional. I want you to picture everything that you've ever heard about Paris. I want you to imagine yourself on the most picturesque 73-degree day, because in my post-hormonal state of postpartum, I've decided that's a temperature that feels nice.
We're right there with you.
Walking hand in hand at dusk, you're going to notice peonies that bloom not only in just different shades of pink, but a rainbow from pink to beautiful blossoms of purple. You then might notice the tulips that are cheering you along on the other side. There's an effervescence in the air. This is that moment where you feel like you could close your eyes and you know that you are anywhere but home. And that's the importance that we try to captivate at Givenchy, is you should wake up every morning and be transported. You should be the best version of yourself. And when it comes to romance, when it comes to flirtation, spontaneity, and being sparkly, this is something that when you leave the room and people think about you, it's not the fragrance that you were, it's the moment that you inspired from that first moment that you said hello.
You're irresistible. I mean, I absolutely love the name. And it's one of those scents where if you've ever bought a perfume and sprayed and then you were like, okay, stop, enough, I can't handle the scent anymore.
Yeah.
I really could just go to town over here. I mean, you just want more of it. And I don't know if it's the rose I'm craving or the pear my nose wants more of or that wonderful woodsy smell, but you just fall in love with it. And, you know, I find that perfume is different these days.
Yes.
I remember my grandmother had two.
Yes.
And I think one must have been a daytime and one must have been a weekend.
Yeah.
Or one must have been like, you know,
We
fancy
may never know.
and like you're going out to the regular restaurant. But it was 2 bottles and that was it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm thinking in my head, I have like a good 6 or 7 open right now because I go to the gym and I wear a scent to the gym.
Absolutely.
I go hang out with the girls, but like in a baseball hat and t-shirt, and I wear a different scent. We get that date night.
Yes.
And I wear a different scent then. For meetings, something different. Like depending on what I feel that day and what I'm wearing, that's how I choose my smell.
Oh,
Yeah, me
absolutely.
too. I do that too.
Have you?
I can't resist.
I think it's the rose. I really do think it's the rose
Well, that's
more than
the
anything.
difference. And I think everything about Givenchy, our makeup,
you want more?
obviously, our fashion collection, is a curated experience. And I think for both of you right now, you have the opportunity to kind of capitalize on the most, I would say, feminine parts of your personality, and to be able to not be held back by a fragrance, to be able to be appreciated with roses that are curated from 6 to 7 in the morning in Turkey, of all places. Like, that's something that I feel like is a story where you're like, you know what, like, I'm ready to stop buying more. I want to buy less and more special. And I think once you get this, you experience that uplift where you're like, those are those moments where it feels made for me. And that feels very rare in a world like this.
Well, and it's nice to feel good about the perfume you're wearing, whether it's off to work you go or something fun on the weekend. But when you hear Courtney's story of how it was made, to then be able to offer it for $139 instead of these $200-300 price points in perfume,
And
that's
then you
what I'm
want to
proud
spray
of.
one time.
Right,
With,
'cause it's
$300,
precious at
you're
that
like,
point.
I can't use it every day. At
Correct.
this price point with that easy pay.
If it's
wonderful.
$300, it's sitting on my nightstand forever. I'm never spraying it, not one. It becomes home decor.
Like, not one time am I going to spray
Oh,
it.
please don't spray that one. That's home decor.
We don't use that.
Courtney, thank you, honey, so much. You look fabulous, by the way. Those babies are treating you well. Oh, you know what? I have my sample of my berry color. I'll go apply with you, Vanessa.
I need to grab mine too.
Where's yours? I'll get it for you.
I
babe.
think it's